welcome to my channel where today we are going to be building a wound. I have a friend who needs a wound for a music video, and I've got this, I don't exactly want to call it a kit, but this pile of supplies that I had to frantically go and collect from around the house today, and that I wandered about and did a little purchasing for, so I'm kind of going to run through my ingredients real quick, and then we'll do little as I'm going, I'll show you what's up. So, this is going to be like a large diamond-shaped wound on my friend's chest, and so I'm going to use liquid latex as the base for the whole thing because it holds up really well to being peeled up and used a couple of times. And because I'm building this on me and can't work on my own chest super great, I'm going to be putting it on my thigh. So liquid latex, that's the biggest area I've got to work with that I can easily see. Liquid latex for that, and then I don't have a great kit so far. I don't have a great set of effects stuff. So I wanted, God, I'm gonna talk about this in a second. I wanted something to make some kind of skin flaps, just in case we're talking about using fish hooks for part of this. So I wanted something to make skin flaps, but they didn't have any scar wax at my local Party City. They didn't, except for teeny tiny little pots of it. They didn't have any, they had a bunch of pre-made wounds, because of course they do, because it's Halloween time. And they had some bald caps, but it was $9.99 for a bald cap. I'm not gonna fucking pay that. But they're pretty close to a Daiso, where I got this costume 3D fake wound sticker. You know, it says these are wounds. This looks kind of yonic to me, more than wound-like. That's a vagina, right? That's not just me. Oh, that would be great. I should totally go back and buy more and make a vagina dentata kind of costume thing, because I do still have my teeth from last year. But I got these because I figured I can cut them apart, kind of dull the fake lookingness of it a little. It does actually have a decent texture, and it's got that sort of wound edge to it. So I'm probably going to split each of these in half, and these are going to be the edges of my wounds. And then I think I'm actually going to... I'll figure it out as I go along. I'll get it figured out. So, but these were $1.50 instead of $9 for a goddamn bald cap. So that worked. And they are stickers, so they came with these little stick-em-to-yous. And I might actually use this instead of spirit gum to help place this for my friend, because the way spirit gum pulls your hair out just sucks. So I've got some cotton balls that I'm going to use to make the inside of the wound look all fucked up and messy and everything. I'm now wondering if I could use the backing of one of these stickers to make something that looks a little like bone, but that seems a bit ambitious. Party City didn't have any scab blood, so I've got red blood gel, and I'm probably going to maybe mix some coffee grounds in with this. Then I've got some actual makeup. I've got a lip liner and a brow pencil and a couple foundations to make it look a little more flesh tone, a little more realistic, give it some variation. I do have spirit gum in case I need to attach it with that. A couple cheap makeup brushes from Daiso so that I can put the makeup onto the latex and sticky stuff without fucking up my good makeup brushes. And then they also were completely out of actual wound kits or they had the stick-on wounds, but they didn't have any of the wound makeup at Party City. So I ended up getting this Family Value makeup kit. Whew. But it does have some okay-ish grease paints. At the very least, it had a couple of colors that look relatively natural that I can mix with my own makeup to kind of get it to stick to this thing. And it did have a tiny bit of scar wax, and it's got some dental wax and a little bit of foam stuff to build things up, give some texture. And then I've also got some fabric and paper towels and fishnet, and a few other things that I think I can use to make this look nice and gory. So yeah, and I liked this kit also because it also came with more blood, and this was $12.99, which isn't the greatest price, but this is a decent amount of stuff, and I feel like I'm going to be able to chop up parts of this kit and like reuse them in other things. So I'm just going to keep this in my general like, hey, I'm getting into FX makeup kit. So we shall see. Maybe I will play with my own face as I'm going along in this video. I'll get spookier and spookier as we go. Perhaps I'll be a skeleton by the end. Probably not. I do really like doing skeleton makeup though, and there's a lot of stuff that I could use for that in here. We'll see. Oh, this has foam sponges in it that I could totally use. I could totally use that to make a sternum in this wound. Maybe. We'll see. Okay. Okay, so here's where we're at so far. This doesn't have to be totally photorealistic, but I think I'm going to start adding some makeup to it because the latex is basically dry. Like I think it's as dry as I'm going to get it. And I wanted to leave plenty of room so that I could peel it off and then powder the back to make sure that my friend could wear it. So I think I'm going to have these bits in the center be bone or bone-like. And then I'm going to get gory and red inside, mix in like some browns and blacks. Clean up the edges a bit to make this all look a little more flesh toned, add in some foundation and stuff like that. And yeah, I think this is gonna work out okay. I think it'll be all right. I am gonna test it with a little bit of the fake blood just to make sure that it will look nice and gory. But this is, yep, what I'm working with so far. So I'm pretty satisfied with this for mostly like party supply and dollar store stuff. This is not bad at all, and something that would be totally reasonable for like a Halloween costume, not something that would be like film ready, but with where this is at so far, like it's obviously not photorealistic, but could be the good beginning of like a nice compound fracture wound or something like that if I had like some plastic bones or something. So that's general concept of it. All right, time to get painting. Okay, so it's now a couple hours later, and here is our finished wound. Yay, all peeled off my leg. So there's some spots where I didn't get quite the color that I wanted to, and oh wow, you can see the light moving through it. Like back there in that corner, it was kind of at an awkward angle for me to paint it while it was on me. I might give that a little bit of touch up now that it is not on me. But overall, I think that this came out pretty well. I like the way the texture of the sponge and what's this cotton ball worked out inside the wound itself. I'm not sure about this white stuff in the center here as bone. If the person who this is for doesn't like that, I will repaint it to be flesh tone and maybe add some more cotton balls and just make that gore, which I think will work. This is going to be for a photo shoot, not a costume, so this can also be cleaned up a little bit in post, and I'm sure that there's going to be some smoothing of the edges and everything like that in order to make it look more realistic. But I'm pretty happy with how this came out, and I'm actually really impressed with the way that these little Daiso wounds that I cut up ended up working out. What I did was I took the two long, narrow wounds, and I cut them up the center and separated them so that it made that kind of diamond shape that I was going for. Then I sort of wet them down with liquid latex, gave it a couple layers of that to glue to the also wet. I need to powder this because it's sticking to itself like liquid latex will. Um, uh, I, oh, no, don't do that. Don't do that. This is why I give excess on my wounds. This is why I leave lots of room. Should have powdered that inside. I haven't been inside since I took it off, so I couldn't have reasonably done that. Please, 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 please. Don't stick to yourself any more than that. Okay, let's just go ahead and set that down there. Alright, so, I gotta stop. I'll fuck with it in a minute. But, yeah, overall, I'm happy with how this worked out. I'm gonna go back to Daiso while they've still got those Halloween ones and pick up like a bunch more just to keep in my kit because that was really, really handy and I like the jagged edges of it. Okay, I am gonna pick it up to show again. Please don't hold too much on yourself. So like, yeah, it's got that sort of like, yes, this is a cut. The skin is wrinkled and upset and inflamed and irritated. It did that pretty well, and that's exactly why I got it. I fucked this up worse by picking up again, so I'm just gonna leave it there. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with what ended up happening here, and I've got plenty of video of it that I'll show when we do the photo shoot with this. It's gonna have a lot more of the blood on it. And, at the moment, it only has gel blood. We're also gonna have some drippy blood. But yeah, this it's a fun little project. Took me a couple hours. Just waiting in between layers of latex to dry. Um, but I'm quite pleased with this, and I do want to do more with latex and monster makeup and playing with all of that. It's a little difficult because I do have a latex allergy myself, so my skin is irritated from having that on it. Thankfully, it's not a severe allergy, but don't do what I do. Don't fuck with latex if you're allergic to it. I know my limits, but I do not encourage you to use latex on yourself if you're allergic to it. Silicone's out there, I just don't have any. But I am looking forward to getting some at some point to put into my kit so that I can make my own things that I can wear safely and not take the risk. But since I'm a beginner, latex is what I've been working with. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you're interested in seeing more. And I will see you later.